Sup, Dobsters? Dobsters. Going over week 14 this week. Week 14. Yeah, I believe it's week 14. Anyway, and the season's almost over. So depressing. Anyway, my over-unders for last week, I was 20 of 39. Still hitting over 50%, but want to get it a little bit more in the 60s. Doesn't really matter anyway. You got to pick the right people for each parlay anyway. But anyway, my top 5 was 3 for 5. Disappointing. DK Metcalf and Lad McConkey. Can't believe they didn't get 50 and 54 yards. Don't know what that was about. Last week in general was, a bad fantasy week or a bad parlay week anyway. Spider was 3 for 8. Normal. That just needs to get better. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on that one. Anyway, and my crazy one was 4 for 10. I did win 2 5-bet flexes. My DraftKings was absolutely horrendous. Once again, that's because it was a bad fantasy weekend. You had to pick the correct people. So my best lineup was Justin Herbert, Devon Achane, Travis Etienne, Lad McConkey, DK Metcalf, Rashid Shaheed, David Njoku, Kyron Williams, and Arizona D for a total of, terrible, 82.64 points. And the winner had Jacoby Brissett, James Cook, Kamani Vidal, Ted McMillan, Adonai Mitchell, Jalen Coker, really, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, and Seattle's D for a total of 200.44, which is extremely low as well. The winner usually has an average of like 225 or so. I don't know. This might have been a bot. I see that they went heavy on tight ends and then heavy on one running back, but the rest are kind of mid, and then you have 2 low receivers in Adonai Mitchell and Coker. I don't know, that's kind of fishy to me, but it is what it is. You already know you're facing bots anyway and DK, so it is what it is. All right, so for this week, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Pittsburgh side, I got DK Metcalf going for 50-plus receiving yards. I'm not putting him in my lineups this week. I don't think I did. But anyway, hopefully he does that. Pat Freiermuth for 18-plus receiving yards. On the Baltimore side, I got Zay Flowers going for 58-plus receiving yards. DeAndre Hopkins going for 16-plus receiving yards. And Derrick Henry going for 84-plus rushing yards. The New Orleans-Tampa Bay game. On the New Orleans side, I got Chris Olave going for 63-plus receiving yards. Le'Veon Bell going for 36-plus receiving yards. And on the Bucs side, I got Bucky Irving going for 67-plus rushing yards. And Emeka Egbuka going for 54-plus receiving yards. Sterling Shepard going for 12-plus receiving yards. Baker Mayfield going for 15-plus rushing yards. And Rashad White going for 13-plus rushing yards. The Washington-Minnesota game, the return of G. Daniels. I believe Terry McLaurin will go for 56-plus receiving yards. Chris Rodriguez will go for 40-plus rushing yards. And Zach Ertz will go for 41-plus receiving yards. On the Minnesota side, I have Justin Jefferson going for 65-plus receiving yards. He hasn't hit on his over-unders in weeks, and I've been putting on here every week. And I think I did this with one other person, Cedric Tillman, at the beginning of the season. And eventually he hit. So eventually Justin Jefferson will hit. He's not in my lineup, so I don't have that too much hope. Anyway, TJ Hawk at 28-plus receiving yards on the Cincinnati-Buffalo game, which is supposed to snow. So keep an eye out for that because that usually affects the game. I got T. Higgins going for 54-plus receiving yards and Mike Gesicki going for 22-plus receiving yards. On the Buffalo side, if he plays, I got Dalton Kincaid going for 37-plus receiving yards and Keon Coleman going for 26-plus receiving yards. For the Indianapolis-Jacksonville game, on the Indy side, I got Tyler Warren going for 54-plus receiving yards, Michael Pittman Jr. going for 49-plus receiving yards, and Daniel Jones going for 7-plus rush yards. On the Jacksonville side, I got Brian Thomas Jr. going for 48-plus receiving yards, and Jacoby Myers going for 51-plus receiving yards. The Tennessee-Cleveland game, what a game this game will be. On the Tennessee side, I got Chimere DK going for 26-plus receiving yards. On the Cleveland side, I got Quinshon Judkins going for 80-plus rushing yards. Harold Fannin going for 38-plus receiving yards. Cedric Tillman going for 14-plus receiving yards. And David Njoku going for 12-plus receiving yards. This game's supposed to snow as well, so some of these over-unders won't hit. Seattle-Atlanta game. The Seattle game, I got A.J. Barner going for 31 plus receiving yards, Rashid Shaheed going for 21 plus receiving yards, and Zach Charbonnet going for 1 plus receiving yards. 1 receiving yard is pretty low. I don't know. I feel like he gets catches out of backfield, but I guess he hasn't in a couple weeks. So we'll see. On the Atlanta side, even though Seattle has a strong defense, stars step up, and I think Bijan Robinson will get 65 plus rushing yards. Miami, New York Jets. On the Miami side, I got Devon Achane going for 79 plus rushing yards, Jalen Waddle going for 63 plus receiving yards, and Darren Waller going for 29 plus receiving yards. On the Jets side, I got Breece Hall going for 70 plus rushing yards, and Breece Hall going for 18 plus receiving yards. On the Denver-Las Vegas game, Denver, I got Cortland Sutton going for 48 plus receiving yards, Pat Bryant going for 26 plus receiving yards, RJ Harvey going for 14 plus receiving yards and 52 plus rushing yards. On the Vegas side, I got Brock Bowers going for 63 plus receiving yards and Ashton Jeanty going for 25 plus receiving yards. The Chicago Green Bay game, Roma Dunze is out, so I expect DJ Moore to hit 39 plus receiving yards, Caleb Williams to get 21 plus rushing yards, Colston Lovin going for 40 plus receiving yards, and Cole Kmet going for 18 plus receiving yards. Not sure about Luther Burden. I didn't put him in here. I think he's at 39. He should have a bigger role, but he's still a rookie, and we didn't use him at the beginning of the year, so that could be a trap. But I could definitely see him going for a huge amount of yards. On the Green Bay side, I got Josh Jacobs going for 81 plus rushing yards, Romeo Doubs going for 39 plus receiving yards, and then also on the Chicago side, I have DeAndre Swift with Roma Dunze out going for 10 plus receiving yards. I feel like that's a lot, but we'll see. You never know. Crazier things have happened. It's a rivalry game. The Rams-Arizona game, on the Rams side, I got Devontae Adams going for 52 plus receiving yards and Kyrie Williams going for 67 plus rushing yards. My friend will be at that game, so look for him, and then also go Rams, I guess. No one cares about Arizona. Anyway, my top 5 this week is Chris Olave going for 63 plus receiving yards, Darren Waller going for 28 plus receiving yards, RJ Harvey going for 53 plus rushing yards, DeAndre Swift going for 10 plus receiving yards, and Michael Pittman going for 49 plus receiving yards for total points of 2,184. My spider, which usually does good, is Derrick Henry going for 84 plus rushing yards, Rashad White going for 13 plus rushing yards, TJ Hawk going for 28 plus receiving yards, Daniel Jones going for 7 plus rushing yards, Bijan Robinson going for 65 plus rushing yards, RJ Harvey going for 14 plus receiving yards, Romeo Doubs going for 39 plus receiving yards, and Devontae Adams going for 57 plus receiving yards for total points of 13,737. In my crazy lineup, I got DK Metcalf going for 65 plus receiving yards. Probably fail again. Devon Vale going for 40 plus receiving yards. Keon Coleman for a touchdown. Britton Strange going under 43 receiving yards. Cedric Tillman going for 25 plus receiving yards. Zach Charbonnet going for 1 plus receiving yards because it's plus 100 for some reason. Cortland Sutton going for 50 plus receiving yards, and DJ Moore going for 50 plus receiving yards for total points of 125,932. My DraftKings this week, like I said, I won't give you lineups because I tinker with them a little bit, but I will give you a little bit of strategy that I'm doing this week. I'm focusing more on running backs, so I would do the 2 running backs and then flex a running back as well. Usually like a high end and then either a mid and a low or 2 mids, where you can go. It's just, endless possibilities. 2 highs, 1 mid, 2 highs, 1 low, whatever you want. But anyway, I would focus on the running backs this week. But my DraftKings for high-end quarterbacks, Matt Stafford and Lamar Jackson. I didn't put Josh Allen on here because, like I said, it was going to snow, and I feel like that's going to affect him. Shouldn't affect him too much, but I'm not willing to pay the high price for him to get possible rushing touchdowns since James Cook will be on the field. Anyway, my mid would be Sam Darnold and Tua. And then my low-end quarterbacks would be Tyrod Taylor and Tyler Shough. For running backs, my high ends will be Devon Achane, James Cook, and Derrick Henry. My mids would be Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey, DeAndre Swift, and Chase Brown. And my lows would be Kenneth Gainwell and Chris Rodriguez. For my receivers, I didn't put all the high ends because I feel like they're all going to have good games, so you can put in a high end. But with my strategy, I would only focus on the mids and the lows, anyways. With picking up, a high end and two high ends possibly, and mid running backs. So I only went mid for receivers: Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman Jr., DK Metcalf, Romeo Dobbs, and DJ Moore. And then my low ends would be Donnie Mitchell, Devon Vale, Rashad Bateman, and Pat Bryant, and then possibly Luther Burden. And then for my tight ends, my high ends would be Brock Bowers and Tyler Warren. I see that what's his name, Trey McBride is up there, but I wouldn't pay the high, very high price for him to be on my lineup. My mids for tight ends would be Zach Ertz, Dalton Kincaid, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller. And then my lows would be Mike Gesicki, TJ Hawk, AJ Barner, and Colston Loveland, and possibly Cole Kmet. I'm not sure how the Bears game is going to go. Rome Odunze not playing is a huge deal. Not sure how our offense will operate. I know that he hasn't been playing at a very high level the past couple of weeks, but we do target him quite often. If you look at his targets, I think it's like 7 and above every single game. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, non-bias bear down, and let me know if y'all have any recommendations or anything y'all want us to talk about. Monday we'll let you know if we make the playoffs or not. Basically, I have to win all 3 of my leagues in order to make it. I think my friend's out in all of them except for 2, but we'll check with him. Anyway, peace out. Have a great weekend. Bears.